Stewart, Jason Berg. Stewart, the thing here is that we have asked for documents from the lender. They are refusing that. And how can you refuse documents?
Did you ask for? Well,
she asked for everything, and they refused.
I asked to see the original note and the deed. Right. I did. I was told, no, we don't need to show you that to kick you out. That's what I was told.
And that's a lie.
Are they saying that to you or to your mother?
To me. My mom, I am her representative. Yes, I do. I actually even have a notice here. I'm the one that does everything. When I go into court now, the judges don't even look for my mother. Mm-hmm. I do everything for my mother.
And the real thing that really stinks is that she's done everything legally. The judges aren't even looking for these documents, and they're not. And what happens by them not accepting these documents are actually they're indictable offenses by the state of New Jersey code. And when this happens and this thing is coming down, as individuals, this will happen, and these judges and all these other people will be also indicted on these charges. And everyone's responsible for filings and for the correct information. You cannot even give a copy of a promissory note. That has to be the original. And if there's no transfer from one agency to another agency of the property, that's fraud. And that's a matter of.
Oh, sorry. I'm holding
Are you not with them?
No, I'm with
So she's with, yeah.
But she's going through. Again, this whole thing is a bunch of hooey. And the only thing I want of my civil servants is be responsible for your title. Do what's necessary as you are an individual to do.
Well, this happens to be the Newark office, and you're located in this county, but we have centralized certain functions, and we don't actually handle this here. So we have this National Servicing Center that oversees servicing and the foreclosure process, and they're the ones you complain to, or the counseling agency could have contacted to let them know that you think that the lender didn't follow the correct procedures, and they would look into it, and then our Philadelphia office actually oversees the sale of HUD properties once we get them. So
I've done all of that.
How I've never heard of this. I've been involved in government in New Jersey, and I ran for office. I go to work down the street for radio, National Public Radio. She investigative reporter. Listen, I have never heard of this $100 thing. I'm going to write about this. I'm the press as far as this comes, because I'm very well written. This lady has put out a lot.
It is the $100 thing.
That's inexcusable. That's amateurish, and if the public knew that, all the people that I just told it on Facebook.
We're not getting the property for $100.
But that's what it looks
But
like.
that's,
It is.
yeah,
It
that's what the
doesn't
bill
matter.
of sale says.
That's a bill of sale.
We're actually, they submit a claim, and which is for the full amount that's owed, whatever that is, a couple $100,000, whatever it is, and that's the amount that we end up
Do you
paying.
know how much you owe?
Her house was $69,900, okay? We paid on it for years. They refused to take payments. How are they even going to determine, especially with the house underwater? They refused to reverse mortgage Wells Fargo, the same ones who are doing the foreclosure. So they refused that. They've been refusing everything. They just want to put my mother out.
What is owed? Do they get? What's the latest statement?
Who knows?
You don't know.
We don't even get statements anymore. We get
So it's
nothing.
At least $69,000 that we would be paying to.
And let me tell you,
Well,
when we
no,
first
you've been paying
started,
for-
it was $562 was the payment. Then I looked, every time they transfer it to a different bank, it goes to a higher amount. The last amount I saw was $975. My mom has an emotional attachment to this house. Births, deaths, you name it, everything there. So, I mean, I know that you're saying that there's other places that handle this, but that's all that we've been going through back and forth. So what I'm asking you is if you would please, I don't care if it's to place a call to somebody, to try to see exactly who I need to talk to, maybe explain the situation to them, all right, so that we can get to the bottom of this.
You know, I mean, you only have a couple days on this, but you if you had something in writing that you know, because you're providing a lot of information, and I'm not gonna be able to remember everything you just said. So, you know, if you have something in writing, I could forward it to the director of the National Servicing Center, and then he would have to, you know, look into it.
If you give me a business card, I promise you, I will fax it to you before.
I'm gonna make a copy of
Okay.
this too.
All right, thank you.
All right.
Keep notarizing, get a copy of that receipt if you fax it. This is just a runaround, come on, this is,
It's BS.
everybody's not going to Oklahoma. You can't, or Philadelphia.
No.
And this used to be the regional center for all federal agencies. Now, I don't know what they're doing here. Is the federal building still under construction?
I
Or
don't even know.
destruction.
Whatever they're doing.
Yeah, 'cause it looks like tearing it down, right? I don't know what they're
And another
doing.
guy was nasty.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That lady's in for a ton of joy with it. He worked.
So, that's okay.
It's
It's so. It's on.
But the whole thing here is all they're frauding. Everyone's at the fraud. They got the fraud flag. So, the American flag is upside down and going. Oh, we're under distress. Oh no, we're not.
Yes.
They're
Yes, we
under,
are.
they're getting paid for this.
Yeah.
They're all
Can you
being paid.
imagine how many people would know that their house was, everybody thinks for $100, and then it goes on sale. What do you think they're going to sell that house for?
And I just happened to
120,
run
150?
across it. I actually went through 200 pages, all right? And I actually ran across it, page number 160, but I saw it.
You're a smart lady, because you got them all jumping.
Let me tell you.
You got to get one of these crazy congressmen. I guess Payne's not like his father, but he should be jumping all over this.
Yeah, I'm going to go down to his office before I leave here.
I said HUD bought the property for less than a pair of Jordans. People are under uproar.
Yeah.
They can understand that. Right?
Yeah.
Again,
Yeah, well, let them buy their house back and live in it.
No, that would be the right thing to do.
Yeah.
well, wait, you see, the thing is, the judges get a kickback.
Yes.
Everyone's getting a
Yeah.
kickback,
This one's
and the
getting
funny thing
kicked.
is that when you're born, they sell your birth certificate,
Yeah.
and they take it and they
Yeah.
they make money on it. You're worth X
Exactly.
amount of dollars. It's supposed to be it's collateral issue. You're paying twice for everything. When you drive your driver's license, you give up your rights.
They have everything, have your social
I was
security.
gonna
And
$1
that's supposed to be
more.
your social security number is not supposed to be
$101.
used as your ID.
And
It says on
it
this is not for ID. Yet they're doing it now.
Because we sit back, we let this happen.
But that's why National Liberty Alliance is not sitting back anymore. That's why I'm doing what I'm doing. I can only look.
I don't know
I'm
what
one
New
man.
Jersey citizen, I knew that.
Wade, this is
I-
Wayne Wood.
I don't know why they didn't do anything.
Because this case is so convoluted.
They don't
Yes.
have
We
to do
couldn't even figure out who was the servicer.
I need everything.
Okay. I looked through my foreclosure records, and guess what I found? This.
And did you get when they did the changeover? Did you get
The
did you get the transfer of property to them? Because there's a transfer
I
of
got an
property.
assignment of mortgage, right?
Oh.
And then it says MERS. MERS can't assign no mortgage nominee for the original lender.
Well, again, that's fraud.
That's right. And then guess what the person assigned? It's underneath online as a Bank of America wrote the sign.
Okay, anyway,
Right.
here's I'm in the Office of Housing Counseling, so I'm not really, you know, so I deal with groups of citizen action, so, here. So if you could forward that to me, your name again?
My name is Cynthia Johnson. Susie Johnson.
Actually, I'll give you. I have a card. Excuse me. I just have this. This has my name on information. That's what I do in the state of Jersey.
Okay, so if you forward me something, I'll forward it to,
I'll even forward you the
and
copies of the
actually it'd be best
receipts.
to send me an email.
Okay, that's
Attach
good.
it to an email.
'Cause I've got-
Then I can just forward it to, in case I'm not in the office when I get it.
And all my dockets are electronic, so that's even a better way.
We'll do that. Would
you mind if I call citizen action to see what, or,
Sure, you can.
I know Wade is not there anymore.
I've been there twice, but okay.
Been there twice?
Yes, I'm telling. When I say to you, I have exhausted every avenue I actually have.
Because that's one of the things that housing counseling agencies, we want them to do is to help you kind of work something out. And I just want to see what they're saying about that process, whether there was, same obstacles that you're mentioning, or what happened exactly.
Just this case is so convoluted. We, like I said, we think nobody could figure out who the servicer were.
Right.
All right, because it was coming with so many names on it. And then when everything was going on and the news was there, J.P. Morgan called me and said it's not me. Wells Fargo called and said it's not me. Massachusetts Mutual is a new person that popped in. Anybody else, they just kept saying it's not me. So we didn't know who was foreclosing. And then last year, October, we got something where they were doing a caption amendment. And this new company, they wanted to amend the caption on the 03 docket and add Massachusetts Mutual to it and change it to Wells Fargo. All right, Massachusetts Mutual, as we know, is a life insurance company.
Who is the lender?
Some of them, like AIG, it was fine to make deals. Are any other banks? AIG is not a bank, but they had in some of the cases, people in her situation, everything was reworked.
Well, I mean, a lot of people are getting mortgage modifications. That's the type of workout they get to, which is they rework the amount of the debt and over a new 30-year term, maybe reduce the interest rate to make it affordable. Whatever is necessary within limits. Sometimes it's, the income is just not there, so no matter how you rework it, people can't afford the payment.
And
but this is,
I have tried
but
to.
you're saying this is
to
a
do
different
this.
type of situation.
Yeah, we've tried modification with them. We've tried everything with them, but we shouldn't have been modified. We shouldn't have been trying to do a modification.
Yeah, I know, that's what you're
They
saying.
had us
that
paying arrearages that we didn't
So
owe.
you're saying it shouldn't have gotten to that point, but
And if a judge
normally
had
people
ever
get
touched my
modifications where
documents,
they've been out of work for a while and they have a certain amount of arrears and they need that, they don't have the money for the arrears, so they
Yeah,
add that to
that's-
the mortgage balance and then restructure the debt over a new time.
But she's
period.
saying that she had $10,000. I don't know how much her mortgage was bumped up.
I mean, it wasn't over $1,000 then.
And she's paying a $900. They should
There
have
was
looked
no
deeper.
way that we didn't have enough money.
Well, that's
I
what the
lived there
National
too.
Servicing Center would, look into, because the lenders are required to maintain records of their efforts to mitigate this loss or to avoid foreclosure, and
This is just a nightmare, all right? And it's unfortunate that HUD's name is on it. Now, also in, 1996 or 1998, HUD prosecuted the John Stolarenko for 229 straw buyers. But you didn't prosecute, I keep saying you, but that's, all right, you understand that,
Your
right?
mother was not, her purchase didn't involve a straw buyer, right? But you bought it
You're
from this
right.
person?
Hmm?
No.
I think they came around to check the status.
All right, so somehow or another, there are a lot of homeowners that still lost their homes because HUD didn't prosecute for all of them. So this man is still living large, all right, but he also defrauded my mother and probably thousands of other people. They targeted the elderly women and women of color and people of color. They came into these areas.
But you're saying your mother wasn't a victim of that?
She is a victim.
She's a victim of John
Predatory.
Stolarenko, the same man that was prosecuted by HUD for mortgage fraud.
Is what you send me going to mention something about that?
Yes, I will even give you the case document.
You don't have to, just give me enough so I can send it to this person whose name is Matt Martin.
Okay.
He's the director
Is
of
there any
National
chance to
Service.
stay this off? Is that the right way? April 30th is kind of
I don't
close.
know, I don't know, that, it's not.
And the house is occupied, so it's in better shape with the family there.
And I mean, like, I keep up the landscaping, I replace, I do everything that needs to be done. I take care of my mother. I even have a home health aide there with her in the daytime. All right, and then I go
Would
afterwards.
she be unable to move if she had to, due to her medical condition? If she?
Probably not public housing if
They-
it's
No, I mean,
high up.
They would have to take her out on a stretcher. She can barely walk. My mother is a diabetic with neuropathy, and she has severe arthritis. My mom has a heart condition
Because,
too.
usually, we require the lenders to, there's a process where they ask you if you, it's called they give you a notification of pending acquisition date, and if you can, and you can have the opportunity to request permission to stay in the property as a tenant of HUD once the property is conveyed to HUD. I know you don't want to do that. You don't want to be a tenant. You want to remain as owner. But the former owner, the owner usually can only stay in the property after it's conveyed to HUD if they have a medical condition that would be, worsened, if they had to move on the date that they're being required to move. And then it would not be forever. Then we would sell the property, and you may have to start this thing all over again, where you'd be.
And even, you see, just I'm going to send you the documents, but I'm really looking for somebody.
A notice of pending acquisition.
They didn't do that. I've never gotten anything from anybody, and I'm